Welcome back. It's time to take a look at your money. Ask yourself this question. How disciplined are you when it comes to spending your money? Do you run a tight household budget, or does your spending sometimes get out of control? Well, if you have some bad spending habits, take comfort in knowing that you're not alone. In a recent survey by the Motley Fool, 85% of Americans say they engage in some aspect of wasteful spending at least occasionally.
Financial advisor Mark Grevicheski joining us on Zoom live to break this down for us. Good morning, Mark.
Morning, Devin. Morning, Ava. Happy Monday morning, even though it is a little bit warm and muggy outside.
Yeah, we really want to hear about this topic. What are some of the main factors that cause the wasteful spending?
Yeah, well, I think most people are guilty, including me, that's for sure. Look, when it comes to how we spend our money, over the years, improved technology has increasingly focused on convenience. Today, most of our purchases can be done with the click of a button on our laptop or cell phone. But also, Devin, much of our shopping is becoming an at-home task, even for items like groceries. In many cities, we can now order our groceries online and even have them delivered to our doorstep. And in this, never-ending quest for, speed and efficiency, there's some unintended consequences. In exchange for that convenience, we often forget about the discipline of how we spend our hard-earned money.
And Mark, what do Americans say are some of their worst spending habits? I know mine, but I'd like to hear what other Americans are thinking.
Well, this list is I'm 1 through 5 easily. Well, look, the most common habit that Americans admit to is frequently eating out. But it's not just going out to a restaurant, Ava. Today you can use delivery apps like DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, one of many where, you can order food from, a nice restaurant or a fast food chain and have it delivered to your home. So, not only are you paying for the food, but then you add in all the fees, service, and delivery charges. The second most common habit, Ava, is impulse purchases while shopping online. At number 3 is buying convenience foods and beverages, which, look, do typically cost a lot more. The fourth is discarding leftovers, expired foods. And finally, the fifth most common habit is paying for those unused TV streaming services. So many of our monthly subscriptions are, set to auto renew and auto pay that we can easily lose track of. Do I really still use or even need this service that I'm paying for?
Well, to quickly transition to a different subject, on Friday, the U.S. and global stock markets all declined sharply on the recent conflict escalation between Israel and Iran. What potential impact might this conflict have on the U.S. economy?
Yeah, that's a big question right now. Look, back in October of 2023, Devin, when Hamas first attacked Israel, the biggest concern is, does this conflict expand across the broader Middle East region? That region is home to some of the largest oil producing countries in the world. Think Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Iran, the United Arab Emirates. And what does that conflict start to, does it start to disrupt that global supply of crude oil? Now, on Friday, the price of crude oil jumped nearly 8% from, 68 up to $73 a barrel. But if this conflict continues to escalate, Devin, does crude oil shoot even higher to 80, 90, even $100 a barrel? Look, I've said this many, many times. The crude oil industry doesn't exist in some type of singular bubble. From a barrel of crude oil, we get gasoline, diesel fuel, heating oil. It's used in the production of plastics, rubber, chemicals, and higher crude oil prices translate to higher costs in manufacturing, transportation, warehousing. So, depending on how long crude oil prices remain elevated, it could start to have a meaningful impact on both the U.S. and the global economy.
Ooh, going back to that wasteful spending list. Oh, there was a gut punch. Like, ew, that's me.
Yes, I know, I know. Especially when it comes to convenience or like, I know my bad habit is coffee. Like buying coffee out, oh my gosh. It's
Yeah.
just, it's such a treat to
Yep.
do it, but it adds up like you wouldn't believe.
I know.
Seriously.
Yeah, and you're going through that list. Guilty, 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 guilty,
know.
guilty. And it's just like, oh, you know what?
I know after the show's over, I'm going to have to go and rethink my entire life now.
Easier said than done. All right. Thank you so much, Mark, for joining us. We'll see you next Monday.
Great as always to see you both. Take care. Enjoy your week.
Have a great week, Mark.
It's